This is a demo on how to complete the Combining Photos assignment. This assignment can be found on the Google Classroom under Classwork. When you click on the assignment, you'll see that there are several down here. When you click on it, you'll see more details here. This is actually not the full details, so you'll need to go into View Assignment, and then under here you will see the goals. Your goal is to combine two pictures together for practice, and you want to make sure you save your image as a PSD, that is a Photoshop document file that shows all the different layers that you're working with. And then you also want to include a background that's at least 1,000 pixels wide, and you want to blend your layers together. And when you're done, you're going to rename your document using the period first, and then the assignment to combine images or combine photos, last name, first name, and then it should be a PSD. The example will look like this. So there's no period one, just the example shows period one, combine images, Smith, John. And then down here, these are the links. The full details for the assignment is found here. The step-by-step guide is over here. These are the documents here, but I noticed some people are having problems downloading from here. So you need to click on School Loop over here and scroll down. These are the files here that you can download. You can click on it and it will download directly to your computer. All right, let's go ahead and start this assignment. So the first thing you should do is look at the step-by-step guide. So let's click on that now. So you will need to have these two images downloaded already. I have downloaded them already on my computer. So if you have not, please do that. And then the programs that you can use, you could use Photoshop if you can download this. If you cannot for some reason, then you can go to photopea.com. I will actually be doing my demonstration based on Photopea, or you can use pixlr.com. Those are some different options for you. The first step is to open an image. Actually, I'm going to have us open a blank document first. So we're going to go to a new project. This will be new project right here. And then we are going to title this with the period first. So that'll be P, let's do P1 because I don't really have a period one, but it would be your period, whatever that is, and then combine photos, and then your last name. I'll just do Smith John again. And then you want to make sure it's under inches. So IN is inches. Let's make this 10 by 8. Okay. And DPI, let's have this at 300 DPI. DPI stands for dots per square inch, and that is going to reflect the resolution size. Okay, I made it a transparent background because then it's easier to see your different layers. All right, so now we have an open document. This is the area that we paste all of our images into. So let me go back into, so if you downloaded the pictures already from here, they should be on your computer. Notice that there are two menus in here. There's one within Photopea, which are these ones right here, and then there's a Chrome browser, which is above this area. So you want to make sure that you're using this file button that's right here, and you go to Open, and then you're going to go down to the item that we want first. Let's do the butterfly wings first. I'll open this one right here. Okay, so I have in Photopea, you can see that there's two windows open right here. And you want to use the different tools that are here. So this one is the move tool. This is the select tool. This is the lasso tool. Okay. The tool actually I want us to focus on is going to be this one here. The quick selection tool is the easiest way to select it. So what you do is you select the area that you want. So you see my cursor is right here. It's getting bigger and smaller. If I click and drag, it will make a selection for me. If I zoom in, I can actually see that there's little dancing ants around here. That is showing me that I have made a selection. Okay. If you want to move this around, you can hold down the space bar or push the hand tool like this and click and drag and move it around a little bit like this, so you can see what it is that has been selected. I'm going to use a zoom tool right here so I can zoom in on this area right here. Now I can see that some areas have not been selected because these little dancing lines are not around these areas here. In this case, it's okay. If I did want to add more areas, I could go into my lasso tool. For example, I could use I can add, I'm going to hold down the shift key and click and drag more of my selection. So I can draw in exactly what I want, but you have to make sure you close your shape so it comes back all the way around. Okay. If you want to further redefine your selection, you could use the refine edge, and then you can zoom in to these areas and improve upon them. So white is going to add to your selection, and let me show you over here. So it shows us white here. Black will actually take away from your selection like this. Okay. If you want to change the size of your brush, you can do so here by changing the size here. I actually prefer to do this using the buttons on the keyboard. So there's a couple keys next to the P button. So the one that's just closest is going to make things smaller, and the one that's away to the right will make it a little bit bigger. So I'll make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to go in and kind of remove those areas right there. Okay. Now, okay. So once I'm done making my selection, I'm going to push the OK button over here. Okay. And then this, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit to make sure I have the right selection. Okay. It looks like it made another layer for me here, so I can actually see that this area has been selected and there's no more white around it. So it's actually showing as a transparent background. So now I can select all the parts that I want, and let me zoom out a little bit here. Okay, and then I'm going to select what I want from here. Okay, now I'm going to go to copy. So I'm going to go to edit and then copy. All right, so once I do that, I'm going to go over to the area I want to paste my image into. I'm going to go to edit, and then paste is right here. And there is my image. I don't see any extra white areas, so it's showing me that I have a clean selection of this butterfly right here. I do notice that there's a lock icon over here. This is the layers palette right here. This will show me all the different layers. As I paste more pictures in here, you will see different layers appearing over here. Now we don't want to lock the layer, so I'm going to click on this button right here. So I changed it so it's not locked anymore. This will allow me to move this around like this, okay? Just so we can understand what this is, there's a history palette over here. If I went back up to here and I tried to move, I couldn't move my butterfly because it's locked, okay? I need to go over here and click on this right there. So you also are seeing that if I change things in the history here, I can go back each click that I've done or each action I've done and undo those actions individually. So if I went in here and I started painting with a paintbrush, I would have like this. Then it also shows up over here, and I can click back here to go back to that previous step. If I did several different ones here, like this, I have all the different brush strokes are here. I can go back all the way to here. The other way that you can undo something, you can go to Edit, Undo, and that will help to go back only one step. Or if you want to redo, that is also an option right here. Okay. So now we have an image here. Next, I want to get the picture of the horse. So I'm going to go here to File. I'm going to go to Open. And let's find that picture of the horse. Here is the horse right here. Okay. Again, I'm going to use the selection tool for quick selection. Yep, make sure it's on quick selection. You can see there's a W over here. W is going to tell you which keyboard button you want to press to get this control. It's like a shortcut. So if I was on, let's say, the brush tool, over here, and then I want to go back to the wand selection tool, I could press the W key, and that takes me there. If I push it again, actually it changes the mode of my wand tool. There's 3 different modes here. The one that I think is the best is this quick selection. This works best if there is an image with only a white background or a transparent background. So you click on the area that you want, okay? So I found that this image, it does get all the areas pretty accurately, except for down over here. We will need to click one more time with the wand tool. Now notice if I click now, my cursor is bigger than the area that I want. So if I click now, I will see it's getting extra areas over there, and that's not really what I want. So I'm going to click back one time. Now I'm going to make my brush just a little bit smaller, so it will fit within the leg of this horse here. So I'm going to click and drag down here. It seems to have gotten some extra areas. So I'm going to click on the minus button over here, and then click these areas over here. Let me make my cursor a little bit bigger. Okay, so if I click carefully around here, that seems better. So I want it to not have any white space around, otherwise it will look kind of funny. Okay, so I could go around to all the different areas and make sure that each of these areas is selected correctly. Okay, looks like I'm not missing anything. Got 2 ears in there. The head of the horse is in there. Got both legs. Okay, this looks pretty good. So let me zoom out using my zoom key over my zoom button over here. Okay, now I'm ready to copy. So I go here to copy, or sorry, edit, and then copy, and then go over to the document I want to put this into, and press paste. Okay, so you notice that these 2 images are showing up on top of each other. It usually pastes directly in the middle. And over here on the layers palette, there are 2 layers now. So let me hide. If I click this little I button over here, it will hide one of the layers. So I can see or select things that are on the lower layer. They are not locked right now, so I should be able to move this around. Okay, I'm going to move this up here. I'm also going to make sure my transform control is on, and I'm going to rotate this butterfly wing. I want to do so by, so if you notice the cursor changes a little bit depending on where you are, where you're selecting. I'm not really pressing down on the mouse, I'm just showing you as I hover over these areas it changes. What I want is the arrows that look like this, that are sort of curved arrows, okay? As I click and I drag, I can actually change the angle. So I can arbitrarily figure out what angle I want, or I can hold down the shift key and it will snap to certain angles that I might want. So I really want it just horizontal like this, and that looks pretty good to me. I can also make this bigger. I can make this bigger by holding, like clicking on the corner right here and dragging it from the corner. You should hold down the shift key so to keep the same proportions like this. What you should not do is try not to drag it directly from here, oops, I undid too many times. Or from here, because it will distort the image very drastically and doesn't look very good when you do that. So instead, we are going to be just dragging, let me go back to paste. We only want to drag it from the corners, and you want to hold down the shift key, so that way it keeps the same proportion. I want to make this a bit bigger here. I'm also going to do the same thing to the horse. To make my selection process easier, I'm going to hide that layer. Okay, and now I'm going to make this one a bit bigger. See if I can get the right one. Okay, there we go. So this one will make it bigger. Okay, maybe like this. All right, here we go. And now I've got this on here, and see if I can move this guy over here. I actually want the wings to blend into the horse. So what I'm going to do to make that happen is I'm going to drag layer 1 underneath my background layer, and now the butterfly wings are on top of the horse. The reason why I want to do this is to help blend the 2 layers together. So I want to put it about right here, and let me zoom in on this area here. Probably about here is okay. And then I'm going to use the eraser tool, which can be found right over here. This is the eraser tool, and I want to make sure that we are using a soft brush this time. See, the hardness is all the way up. When I use this one, you will notice that the shape of the eraser is going to be a very hard edge. So watch as I do this. So it's a very hard edge there. So you can see a solid circle. The edges are very sharp there. If I use the soft one here, you will notice that it is quite a bit softer. Here it is, okay. So see, I can kind of blend a little more easily with this brush, okay? So I would actually start off with the harder brush just to get rid of some areas first and make my brush bigger by using the buttons next to the P key. I'm going to erase these sections over here, okay? And then kind of quickly erase these areas. Now I want to blend it into the background. So I'm going to go over here and reduce the hardness to about here. That's probably good. And then increase the size of this just a bit. Okay, and this way, see how it blends nicely into the next layer? Okay, now if I go too high up, like over here, you'll see that it starts to not look real anymore. So you want to go back before we did that. Or you can actually move the wings like a little bit lower or higher, depending on what you need. So it makes it look like it's blended in. Okay, so that is how you blend two of them together. The next step is for us to find a background image. So we're going to go to unsplash.com or any other stock photo website that we can find some free background images. I'm going to look for a grass field. Okay, and then I'm going to find a grass field where it looks like my horse could be standing on. So I need some open ground. This is probably okay. All right, so I'll use this one here. I'll go to download, and from here to download, let's check. Okay, it has downloaded my image now. So let me go back to Photo P, and I'm going to do the same thing as I did before. I'm going to open the image here, and then look for that picture. There it is, and click Open, and there's my image. Now I want to make sure that I'm selecting the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to select the whole thing like this, and then I'm going to copy it. So you go to Edit, and then Copy. Okay, and then I'm going to go to my combined image over here. Let me zoom out just a bit here. And I wanted to paste it in. Oh, I should make a layer first. Let me make a layer. This is the new layer button down here. You can also do this by going to Layer and then New, and then Layer. You could do that. You want to make sure that layer is on the bottom, so then it will show up behind everything else. Now I'm going to press Edit and then Paste. Oh, it looks like it didn't. Oh, there it is. Okay, it just took a minute to render. Okay, so there it is. I could also move my picture. It looks like this is bigger than my area that I have here, but that's okay. I don't need to have the whole image in here. Let's try to make it look like standing on the ground. You wouldn't want it to be like this, because then it just didn't seem right. So maybe an area like over some open grass area here where it's not off the page. Okay, that's pretty good right there. And I'm going to press the return button. And there we have it. We have two animal parts combined together, and we have changed the background. Okay, so the last step now is to save the image. Go here to Save as a PSD. So when you save as a PSD, it will save all the layer information. All these layers I will be able to see over here when I look at your work, and then I'll know that you have completed this correctly. You could also save this as a JPEG over here if you want to save it to post on social media, or save it just a picture by itself. Not all programs can open a PSD file, but most programs can, well, I would say all programs can open a JPEG. Okay, so that is the tutorial on how to combine images together. And once you're done with this, you want to turn it in onto Google Classroom, and make sure you submit the file as a PSD file.